world leaders have just endorsed a historic pact for the future at the United Nations. But will it be more than just empty words?
The pact aims to tackle 21st century challenges like climate change, artificial intelligence, and inequality, but Russia's deputy foreign minister says it's just talk.
We'll take a closer look at what this pact means for the world and whether it's a step in the right direction. The United Nations endorsement of the Pact for the Future is a significant event that has far-reaching implications for the world. The Pact is a 42-page document that outlines a blueprint for addressing the 21st century challenges that face the world, including climate change, artificial intelligence, and inequality. The Pact was adopted at the opening of the two-day Summit of the Future, called by UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres. The summit brought together leaders from 193 UN member nations to discuss the challenges facing the world and to agree on a plan of action to address them. The pact is significant because it represents a commitment by world leaders to work together to address the challenges facing the world. It is a recognition that the problems facing the world are too complex and too interconnected to be solved by individual nations acting alone. The pact includes 56 actions on issues such as eradicating poverty, mitigating climate change, achieving gender equality, promoting peace and protecting civilians, and reinvigorating the multilateral system. It also includes a commitment to reform the 15-member Security Council to make it more reflective of today's world and to address the underrepresentation of the Asia-Pacific region and Latin America. One of the key provisions of the pact is the commitment to reform the Security Council. The Security Council is the most powerful organ of the UN, and it has the power to impose sanctions and to authorize the use of force. However, the Security Council is also criticized for being out of touch with the needs and concerns of many countries, particularly in Africa and Asia. The pact also includes a commitment to address the underrepresentation of the Asia-Pacific region and Latin America on the Security Council. This is significant because it recognizes the growing importance of these regions in the world and the need for them to have a greater voice in global decision-making. Another key provision of the pact is the commitment to establish an independent international scientific panel in the United Nations to promote scientific understanding of artificial intelligence and its risks and opportunities. This is significant because it recognizes the importance of artificial intelligence in the world and the need for a coordinated international response to its challenges. The pact also includes a commitment to mount an immediate and coordinated response to complex shocks such as pandemics. This is significant because it recognizes the importance of international cooperation in responding to global health crises. In the short term, the adoption of the pact is likely to have a number of impacts. It will likely lead to increased international cooperation and coordination on issues such as climate change, artificial intelligence, and inequality. It will also likely lead to increased pressure on countries to implement the pact's actions and to make progress on the issues it addresses. In the long term, the adoption of the pact has the potential to have a profound impact on the world. It could lead to a more peaceful and prosperous world, where countries work together to address the challenges facing the world. It could also lead to a more equitable and just world, where the needs and concerns of all countries are taken into account. However, the adoption of the pact also has its challenges. It will require countries to work together and to make sacrifices in order to achieve its goal. It will also require countries to be willing to compromise and to find common ground on issues that are contentious. Overall, the adoption of the pact is a significant event that has far-reaching implications for the world. It represents a commitment by world leaders to work together to address the challenges facing the world and create a more peaceful and prosperous world. Midst of the provisional states, how do we have the providers of the pact, education's recipiers, engaging cities, and growth routes? Overall, the adoption of the pact is a significant event that has far-reaching implications for the world. It represents a commitment by world leaders to work together to address the challenges facing the world and to create a more peaceful and prosperous world.